back. First Man 2 now, live on Indiegogo. Today we're going to be looking at a little book called Aster that came out in the 90s. The reason I want to focus on this is because this little known gem is drawn by Leinil Yu. That's right. The fantastic artist that has spent most of his career at Marvel Comics drew this book. This was one of his first published works, I believe. Pencils and Inks, Leinil Yu. I discovered this book, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. I always kind of dug this Aster series. I have the trade paperback. I have an ash can. And the guy that originally drew the book is, I can't remember his name, to be honest. But he had kind of a George Perez feel to his work. That's what attracted me to it. Publishers, Billy Lim and Don Chin. Don Chin, who I am now friends with. So there you go. So I thought we would take a look at some of Leinil Yu's early work. Let me just adjust this properly here. Get it in camera as best as I can. So there we go. You can see some of what he does now in this early work. Not sure how much commentary we'll have throughout this. You can kind of see where he's evolved to, looking at this early stuff. Like I said, it's always fun looking at an artist's early work compared to what they do now. I mean, this work is from 1995, so we're looking at 26 years ago. Like this shot right here of our main character, has a very trademark look to it that his work is known for. He's doing some strong lighting in some scenes here that he does still to this day. I'm sure if he were to redo things in here, he might make this splash page just a wee bit more dynamic, maybe trying to focus on the main character here. You can see some trademark stuff that he does, the way he does hair. The way he constructs a figure is very much the same. Just like all of us starting out, we have a certain way we construct a figure, and then the more we draw and the more we do it, we just refine it like sculpting. You're just refining what you do as you learn more. But some of those initial traits you had when you were starting off stay with you throughout your career. You can kind of see with the panel layouts here with the overlapping and stuff. He does stuff like that still. You can see with the lighting here, he's doing the harder lighting. He still does some of that stuff. This face, if I were to just look at this book and you told me, or you asked me who drew this book, and you were like, let's play the game show of what comic artist early work is this? And you showed me this book. I'd probably guess either Whilce Portacio or Leinil. I think that I have met him at a convention before, but only that one time. And that was 7 or 8 years ago. And I think from doing other readings that I think Whilce was an influence on him, if not a teacher of his. This is, once again, another book I haven't read in forever, so forgive me. I'm not going to be going over the story. 95, so, has kind of an image feel to it. I would definitely say he worked with Whilce because I'm getting some of a Whilce vibe through it, kind of like this figure right here has kind of that lighting Whilce was doing back then. This face really does to me. One of the things that drew me, no pun intended, to Aster is the costume design. I always just liked this cosmic stuff. And this dude's costume design I thought was pretty cool. This face reminds me of stuff he does today, except obviously he's better. Here, this was very, I don't know if he would do this now, because you're reading this page the way you typically read a comic, you know, and specifically this page, panel 1, 2, left, right, you know, panel 1, drop down to 2, come over to 3, over to 4, but then boom, he totally tilts the camera to where you need to kind of do this to read that page, and that's kind of a big, it's not a huge no-no, but it's very off-putting when you have to turn it. You know, if you're going to a double-page spread and you have to turn the book, that's fine, but this could have just been angled and composed differently to make it work within the vertical format of the page. But he took care of the bad guy, that's for sure. Oh, or did he? Coming up out of the ground. This right here gives me some of the feel of some of his current work, just in the posing and the staging some. Obviously, his drawings got immensely better, because once you, when you're a fan, you just draw whenever you want, whatever you want. But once you get a job in comics and you got to draw pages on a daily basis, it's amazing how much better you become over the repetition of just drawing every day. That's why you tell people that want to draw and want to learn to draw, do it every day. It's not a part-time thing. You have to draw every day to get better. There's a saying that there are 10,000 bad drawings in you, so you need to get to that 10,001. I've been doing this for 30 years, and there are days I look at my stuff and I go, I must have drawn 10,000 drawings by now, which I know I'm well over. But, you know, for anybody watching this that wants to be a comic book artist, we still have our good days and bad days, even after 30 years in the business. So don't ever get discouraged. Just keep plugging ahead and going forward. This is something I'd love to see what Leinil would do with this character now. Just be cool. Once again, if I had lots of disposable money, I would hire him to do a drawing of Aster today, just to compare it to what he did back then. I think it'd be cool to see. And here we go. To be continued. Dun, dun, dun. I honestly don't know if issue 4... Actually, you know what? I should do a Google search to see if issue 4 came out or not. I should do that. I don't know if it ever did. And if it did, was it drawn by Leinil? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hall of Heroes, a little snowman. I never knew this was back here. Wow. Matt Martin's Snowman. And this variant cover, I don't know if this is actually by Trent. I think this is by Matt. But it says there's a variant cover by Trent Kanuga. Holy crap, that's awesome. Wow. Okay, that's very cool. A little nugget like that. I did back Snowman that Ethan's putting out through All Caps Comics with Matt Martin coming back. Metal Militia. I've got this as well. This is another one that I should go through, another artist's early work. Huang Nguyen. His work has changed immensely since he did this back in 1995. But I do have this Metal Militia. I think it's 3 issues. So there you go, guys. Aster, number 3, pencil and ink by a very young Leinil Yu. So check it out.
Luke Henry, after kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth, and now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2, Learning Curve.